What's going on, everybody? We made it. We are 2 weeks post-op from our AC joint reconstruction surgery with the dog bone button technique. Today was the first appointment that we have had since we've gotten the surgery, and I'm here to update you guys on how things are going and what we're looking at. So, first and foremost, probably about 2 days ago, prior to us having this post-op appointment, the bandage that we had, I'm trying to move this wire, was starting to get like a little frayed, so we had to move it or remove it. So we just exposed the scar. Not that big of a deal. It is like a pretty gnarly scar, but you could see they super glued over top of it following the surgery, in addition to putting the bandage over top. So knowing that now, I could have showered a lot sooner, probably day one. I mean, in the paperwork they said we could have, but I was so hopped up on pain meds that it wasn't going to be a thing. But they also put super glue over it. And when I went in for my appointment, the doctor's like, no, that's fine. You don't need to have it bandaged anymore. He's like, the super glue is good to go. He's like, let it breathe, give it some air. And after you're done showering, it should start to slowly peel away at the super glue. Our sutures are the biodegradable sutures, so I don't have to go back to get those out, which is good. We are no longer sleeping on the recliner. We are now sleeping in bed on our back, and we're actually sleeping on our non-injured side, so that's good. Sleeping on our non-injured side is fine up until a point until we start moving this hand in a certain position, and then when gravity starts pushing it down, it doesn't like it, so we just have to move it back. But yeah, so when we went in for our post-op appointment, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I was a little nervous. Why was I nervous? Well, after the bandage came off, it's not a visible bump. You can't see it, but I started feeling at the top of the incision, and there was a bump there similar to what it's like when your bone is just free floating up there after the injury. And I was like, oh man, did my surgery fail? Was I doing too much with my injured arm that I shouldn't have? You guys know me if you've been following along in the series that I am the biggest overthinker. So I'm just like, what are the signs to look for if your surgery failed? All of that, like this, that, and the other. Well, go in for my post-op appointment. The doctor takes an x-ray of this shoulder, takes an x-ray of this shoulder. And I'll see if I could put the before and after x-rays of when I injured my shoulder pre-surgery and post-surgery in the video. But after looking at the x-rays, the doctor's like, no, man, we love where your shoulder is right now. It is healed really well. The surgery was a success. So yeah, he's like, it looks great. He's like, you're still healing. He's like, the reason you feel that bump up there is, obviously they put the allograft in there. Like, you have a lot of stuff going on up here that's still healing. So don't freak yourself out. So what he told us is that we are actually going to start physical therapy ASAP. And we are only in this sling for 2 more weeks as opposed to a full 6. So 2 more weeks of this sling for me would equal 4 weeks in the sling total, as opposed to the 6 that they originally said that we were going to be in, which is pretty cool. I'm excited about it because this is probably the worst part of the surgery. Everything else is, business as usual, except, being in the sling really sucks. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, probably not because of the lighting, but there is a bar, like a metal bar, that kind of goes in between my stomach and the sling, which holds my arm out further away from my body. The doctor said that if I wanted to, I could take that metal bar out and just kind of have my arm in the sling, just hanging by its side. I'm probably not going to do that just because that it feels comfortable how it is right now. But yeah, I'm very happy with how things are right now. Things are going really well. I'm trying to think of what else to update you guys on. Exercise wise, we've still been just, going on walks, Stairmaster, bike, stationary bike, just to get the blood flowing. We could have started that probably I don't know, 5 days after the surgery. I think would have been good to start getting back into some sort of PT routine. But yeah, I'm super happy with how things have progressed so far. Pain is non existent, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Why is it a bad thing? Well, when the pain goes away and you kind of forget that you got surgery on your shoulder, you start doing more with this hand. Which is why I psyched myself out when I went for my post-op appointment because, I would subconsciously like hold like a lightweight grocery bag. I would hold like a glass of water with my injured shoulder hand. And I'm like, man, like, is that enough to like really mess up your shoulder because they don't want you lifting things? Like, I was still kind of typing on the keyboard, and sometimes I would push the keyboard away with my injured shoulder. And I'm like, man, like, was I doing too much? As opposed to just trying to keep the shoulder stable. But nope, the doctor said that we were good. Just try not to lift more than 1 to 2 pounds for now. So there you have it. Yeah, things have progressed. Here we are 2 weeks later. I'm very pleased with it. Um, yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys. Again, the reason that I am making these videos, right? I don't expect to get YouTube famous off a surgery separation video or series. It is for those of you who are like me that are out there that are anxious, who've never been through surgery before, who have gone through most of their life without any traumatic injury, and now your head starts spinning and you're just like, oh my God, what to expect. This whole process um, was fairly simple for me, and in the grand scheme of things, wasn't bad at all. It was smooth sailing pretty much for me, and I hope that you guys can have a similar experience, especially if you are nervous about getting the surgery, especially if you are on the fence about if you want to get surgery because you fall in that like grade 3 level. Very doable. The only bad thing, right? This is what I will tell you. Um, Being out of work for this long. I mean, I'm out of work for, the doctor said, conservatively 4 months, realistically 6 months. That is a lot of time for me to burn up, especially when you have bills and, a mortgage and things that you have to pay for. That sucks. That has been the most demoralizing part of this whole thing. Um, I mean, for those of you that are married and you could rely on two incomes, great. I'm not, so it's just kind of me running the show. Luckily, I do have enough sick time and vacation time to burn up. Um, but I would say that is like the worst part. Like, I would say that's worse than the minor pain that I felt the first, week. But yeah, I mean, so that's the reason why I'm making these videos, guys. It's just to kind of help give you an idea of what to expect and to give you at least my progress, in hopes that you'll have a very similar progress. I hope all of you, if you do end up electing for the surgery or you're required to get this surgery, you have the same experience that I did because it was fairly simple. Wasn't really hard. Didn't have any like major lifestyle changes that we had to do except sleeping in a recliner and being in a sling. I mean, other than that, it's really your daily day-to-day stuff. So yeah, if there's anything that I didn't cover, if you guys have any questions, as always, you can put them down in the comments and I will be sure to get back to you. But I am very happy with where we are 2 weeks into it, and I'll keep you guys posted. We'll probably do a video in like a month or so, I would say. I want to give some time to do like PT and just let you guys know how our shoulder range of motion is progressing. So with that being said, if there's anything I didn't answer, like I said, just put it down in the comment section. I'll be sure to get back to you guys. And I hope these videos help. And if not, well, I'm sorry to waste your time. But yeah, week 2. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.